welcome to another exciting episode of Masala Talks Lockdown Mode. We always have celebrities and we've done fitness videos and we've done a lot of other stuff on this segment. This time I have someone very special, someone who I have had a very personal and a very sort of a passionate connection in this way that both of us are extremely hyper about certain things when it comes to entertainment. If you have not seen her or if you've not heard her before, I'm sure you must have read everything that she's done. Her name is Sadaf Haider. Assalamu alaikum Sadaf. Kya haal hai?
Walaikum salam. Good to see you, Mahwash.
Good to see you too, Sadaf. Sadaf Haider is a veteran Pakistani TV show writer, critic. She's been writing about Pakistani dramas for the longest time. She is joining us from the United States. Sadaf, which city are you in? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Okay. Normally, I'd say I'm from Arlington, Texas,
Okay.
but that's the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So, hey to everybody in Dallas, okay?
Where are you right now?
I'm in my kitchen.
In your kitchen. Where is that kitchen? Tell me the city you're in right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Arlington, Texas.
Arlington. Oh, you're sorry. Oh, sorry, you told me. All right, cool. So she's joining us from Arlington, Texas. I'm in Dubai. We are truly global right now, and and that is the power of Pakistani dramas, that we are in a sort of a world where the reach of our TV shows is more than ever before. All TV shows, not just Pakistan, but all TV shows have gone global. So Sadaf and I are going to talk about what are we watching these days, why are we watching it these days, and why would we stop watching what we were watching, and so on and so forth, because we've decided that a lot of the questions that surround Pakistani dramas have become very cliched. So we decided to change the conversation a little bit. So tell me, Sadaf, what are you watching?
It's a bit of a list, but I think, before I used to be the crazy one watching a lot of dramas, यानी कि बहुत ज़्यादा देख रही थी, बहाना यही था मेरी तो job है, तो but the reality was I'm just a huge fan, right?
Yeah.
And I had some time on my hands.
Okay.
Up to everybody is a fan, everybody's in lockdown, तो सब देख रहे हैं. So I'm watching, I think number one, I'm watching Kashf, because I think that's very interesting.
Okay.
Let's see, Sabat, because that's a good drama. Let's see, what else am I watching? I think that was it. I mean, Ruswai khatam ho gayi hai, and then Zahir hai,
Ruswai khatam ho gayi hai.
Yeah, thank God.
We will discuss that too.
Yeah, but I think there's a dialogue my nanad uses. मेरी आंखों के सामने गुजर जाते हैं कुछ ना. I mean, you don't want to watch them, but
yeah, but you still know what's going on with them. Yeah.
और उनकी बेइज्जती करने के लिए you kind of watch them. क्या कर रहे हैं? ये क्या कर रहे हैं? And I have tried to curb myself. I have tried really, because I think देखो, hard drama cannot be flawless. कुछ ड्रामे होते हैं, चलो एंटरटेनमेंट, इन लोगों ने पैसे कमाने हैं, let them do it, right? So long as it is not too regressive, आपका क्या ख्याल है?
Yeah, छोटा मोटा तो candy तो, and I think that Seventh Sky, Geo is producing a lot of those dramas which are very massy, which have that appeal. They get massive ratings. So yeah, I mean, they are doing a lot of that kind of drama, the Saas Bahu Bhadda and all of that. I mean, they've done some other good stuff also, but I think these days it's suddenly become very they've become very successful with it.
I mean, and this is a shocking part, right? Can you imagine Abdullah Kadwani, who is from I think Seventh Sky, right?
Yes, Abdullah Kadwani as Qureshi, there's Seventh Sky.
Yeah, these people are veteran producers, and they deserve our respect. They actually, can you imagine, they made Shahrizad, and that was a non-commercial project. And then you look at Kahin Deep Jale, and actually you can see there's actually not a bad script in there. लेकिन वो इस तरीके से पेश किया जाता है कि कई बार ना इंसान अपना ना सर पकड़ लेता है कि who was this made for? लेकिन look, थोड़ा सा मुझे annoying लग रहा, हो सकता किसी और को पसंद हो. So long as it doesn't have anything which is culturally regressive, I'm not going to be bothered with it. कई बार चोरी हो सकता, मैं भी देख लूं.
अच्छा, ये बताएं कि what did you not watch? What did, like, you started something and you're like, that I can't watch this?
Okay, something like a soap opera, say like what was that? Uska Munafik, right? I mean, that has such a silly storyline. It's unbelievable.
What's the story? I haven't got it.
You know, एक फरिश्ता सीरत लड़की है उस you know, and she is so adorable and sweet, और 5 वक्त की नमाज़न है. She never has an existential crisis. हर कोई उसका advantage ले रहा है, you know, and it just वो नहीं है वो मेरे नजरों के, because I'm waiting for another drama. वो I think it's a soap opera, but what could you expect?
And there's so many soap operas that you end up watching because of this. Like, and I remember one of the ones I've forgotten. I think it was something on Hum, and I was like, what is from one scene to the other? Like, hey, what? No, what are you watching, mom? And then she'd be like, "अरे वो सामने चल रहा है तो मैं देख लिया." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this is the thing. They're a constant companion. You know, we're all housewives at some level. हम कितना जैसे I used to work, right? When you step back, you're sitting there. You want the TV. वो थोड़ा सा रंग बिरंगा होता है dialogues, but it can get tiresome. You know, इंसान हम लोग सोचते हैं, oh, हम लोग, you know, there is a level to which limit to which you can cater to a certain mindset. और फिर आप लोगों को underestimate कर रहे होते हैं. You know, housewives are not that stupid, right? They actually very smart. Putting all education aside, right? Even someone
education has nothing to do with intelligence.
Right, and even you say, "Acha ji, she's not a professor, she's not a doctor, she's not a lawyer, but they know about life, right? And
relationships.
And some of these things are stupid.
Yeah,
insult to intelligence.
Yeah.
But what are you watching?
Okay, so I'm watching obviously Ye Dil Mera, which is about to end. I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, I think everybody's watching that. I think, but that's one of the big hits of the season. I was watching Alif, that also ended. I did not watch Ruswai up after like the first couple of episodes. I also
why didn't you watch it?
I think I lost track. I wanted to, but then I saw that it. I really wanted to catch Adnan Jafar's part of the story, and I think that part did drag for me a little bit, where she's like constantly trying to appease to Mikal Zulfikar's character, Sana Javed's character, and kind of bad with names, but characters' names. So I think that's when I stopped, and I was like, but it never was in my head that "Arey ye mujhe nahi dekhna hai." It was there in my head, but I just couldn't find the moment to start binge watching it again. I think I stopped somewhere in the middle. That's one thing, that's one play that I also wanted to catch up on Juti. So I think I've been caught up with things. It's not that I didn't like them or I wanted to stop watching them, but it just never never happened in my stride. I liked Juti despite, I mean, it's an unpopular opinion, but I liked it. I think it was a lot of fun to watch.
No, a lot of people love it. It's a huge hit. I know my brother's watching it in England, right? And he keeps saying, "Aapne Juti dekha?" And I'm like, no, because and I'll say why. Number one, I love Iqra Aziz, but you know, it's been done so many times, and maybe I've had my fill. But that doesn't mean it's a bad drama.
No. I kind of liked it. The OTT bit was obviously a bit much, but overall, I think
on the contrary, I think it's very realistic. I mean, I mean, like the amount of lies that girl tells and the stuff, you know, my brother was saying, because, you know, you get to a point where you've heard, oh, flan jagah jo hai, kisi ne nikah nahi kiya, and we always hear the women's side, we don't hear the man's side, and there's a woman who's there $50,000 haq mein mang liya. There was a huge hangama in some wedding up in New York, right? And I was thinking, oh, Juti, you know?
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of things.
There's all kinds of people, and being a feminist does definitely not mean that there are just no bad women in the world. So I mean, obviously that, but it's just interesting TV, and it's just interesting stories. And I know that the politically correct thing is to hate on these dramas, and I think we will discuss that as well. I am also watching Kashf, like you said. I like it because it seems like a tastier version of Zindagi Gulzar Hai, if I may say so myself. Because I really loved Zindagi Gulzar, but it got so like everybody's like there's so much melodrama, not enough so I think that I like that Kashf isn't too crazy, and it's moving fast enough so that I'm in touch with what's happening. I like Hiramani and I like Junaid Khan. I like them together. I like them in Sunyara. And I really like Hajra Khan in the show as well. I think she has a very interesting arc. Like I'm very curious about her story. What's her backstory? Because she is this sister who's living with the brother and the family, and she got divorced and thrown out of the house without anything. And same Hak Mehr issue happened. So I think that was very also very realistic, and also something that happens a lot. So I've really liked her character arc. And what else am I watching? Ye Dil Mera and Kash mainly.
I want to go to Kashf, you know, why I'm watching that Kashf is, right, it has that typical, you know, saas bahu, gharelu rishta hoga ya nahi hoga. But, you know, what's catching me is the realism. I think your writer है Saima Akram Chaudhary, she reminds me a lot of Faiza Iftikhar. Faiza Iftikhar के हर दूसरे ड्रामे में ना वो होता है, एक फुफो होती है जिसके साथ कोई ज्यादती हुई होती है, she's not married or something. That's kind of a motif in her work.
Okay.
So I noticed the idea that a woman is finished if she doesn't have a man around her, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
even if she's earning, if you notice,
right,
like she's earning, she's actually, and I think in this episode, she's actually said that I'm not, I mean, I'm earning. So why,
right,
I'm not a burden.
right, she's not a burden on anyone, balki wo ghar chalati hai, right? You notice that there is a lovely relationship between this Nand and the bhabhi.
Puppo and the bhatiji also.
Right. Yeah. The all, I mean, okay, there's the negative sass, but there's also some positive. I hate ye jo log kehte hain na, aurat ki dushman hoti hai, and I'm going like, no, she's not actually.
No.
Circumstances may make it, but sometimes women stand up for each other, just the way men do.
Beautiful.
Right?
It's beautiful to see. Yeah. And I think like that's what makes me sad is that people, the critics of Pakistani dramas and the people who will trend one 15-second clip and they will like talk about how terrible our TV shows are, they will not watch these elements and these motives in our TV shows, which are very, very common. So Sadaf, what is the stuff that you would wish, or what are the kind of TV shows that you liked a lot in the, let's talk about like the recent past, which are you really, really liked and why?
Okay, I guess I enjoyed Alif. It was really, at times though, it was hard to watch. And I have to say, I waited a while before I watched it because it was a little too heavy. It was a heavy on the melodrama. But wo Umaira Ahmed ka style hai, and she needs a director that will kind of like cut a few things.
Yeah.
And Steve actually didn't cut anything, and I think he was very like lovingly portrayed every single scene. So I mean, I see it as a work of art, but it was a hard watch at times. And not because of any quality issues, but the issues was very strong. Huh? So I really enjoyed it.
I don't know. I struggled with Alif only when it was the overly philosophical points, which were short. Which were short, just one-to-one dialogue. If you just go back to the episodes between Taha and Abdulala, or if you go back to the episodes between what's Kubra Khan's character's name?
Husne Jahan.
Yes, so between Husne Jahan and Sultan and her mother, so there was very few things happening and a lot of conversation. So I really liked Sajal and Hamza's chemistry. Obviously, I loved that. Sometimes when you paid attention to those moments, the dialogues were so great that you were like, wow, I wish you would expanded on this. But then they're like, oh no, we have to tackle this difficult problem and this difficult problem, all mental problems. Nothing is happening in the plot. They're just talking to each other. So when I read the book as well, I felt like this is a beautiful novel, lovely to read, great messages, empowered heroine. But at the same time, I felt like they could have, especially since it was her herself who was writing the TV show. Maybe if she would have gotten an accompanying writer, or she would have given a structure, and then somebody else could have built on it. That would have worked better for Alif, because what happened, it was great. I mean, obviously performances, and it was one of the better plays, but I felt it lacked that oomph that could have easily come given the subject matter.
You know why it is? Because he shot it in a very sentimental or a kind of emotional style. right? And you know that hum TV ki thodi si aadat hai, ab now Jio is doing this, वो ना soaring background music, हर चीज को, one of the reason that I can't stand कहीं दीप जले is because of the background music. It's overpowering, right? देखो accent जो होता है, it's supposed to complement the scene, right? इतना ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल करना, and you feel like how shall I put it? I remember I once took my daughter to a Bollywood movie. तो जब वो रोने वाला music आता था, she cried. जब हंसने वाले आता था तो she laughed, right? And we used to say ये ideal audience है director की ना. So and this is what they do. They try and force it on you, whereas you don't need that. But maybe that's me. Maybe, you know,
no, but I think that is for me only, Sadaf. I think that those dramas are doing very well. The ratings are coming and the people love it. And I think it's the quality is great in terms of the sets and the lavishness, and the quality and the clothes, and people want that. That's like eye candy for people who are just sitting and they're like you said, like वो अपने बाकी के काम करने में, then you see this, oh, this is a beautiful girl wearing a beautiful dress running on the beach with a man trying to chase her. It's like kind of like a Mills and Boon novel, you know, or one of those Sweet Dreams that we used to read. I don't know if you read those, but these were the novels that we used to read to get like, this is our light reading. So you had your Oliver Twist and your Great Expectations, but then you had your Mills and Boon. So I feel like that's more in that category. Okay, so tell me what do you have any information about what we can look forward to? Because I also feel like right now things are in a lockdown, but I think there are some interesting projects. I think I was speaking to Bilal Abbas and he's working on something. Sabah Kamar is working on some OTT, some, you know, one of these features. So do you have any like koi sungun hai?
Well, I'm kind of excited about something I saw on Instagram. You know, I think Ushna Shah and Ahsan Khan are coming together for the first time. तो वो लोग आ रहे हैं. तो कुछ वो मुझे interesting लग रही थी, वो जो तस्वीरें उन्होंने लगाई थी. You know, अब अभी अल्लाह बेहतर जानता है कि ये अब कोविड का ज़माना है, तो देखते हैं कि भाई, you know, how long that takes to come on. But it's a good script. और you know, वो थोड़ी सी लग रही है, fun family kind of thing. And as you were saying, Bilal Abbas ka aap keh rahi thi, I'm quite excited about that one as well.
Oh, what about Pyar Ke Sadqay? We have to talk about Pyar Ke Sadqay.
Yes. Okay, that annoyed the hell out of me in the beginning, but I stuck with it. It's turning out to be pretty good.
So, no, it didn't annoy me at all, surprisingly, although I get annoyed very easily. But it did not annoy me at all, and I felt that some parts were annoying, yes, for sure. But I feel like some of the elements in that show bring you back in so quickly, and they're so dark and so deliciously dark in terms of the complexity of human psyche. I have to. So what I'm doing in the past couple of days is, before people think that she doesn't even know the shows and she's yapping about them, what I'm doing is I keep 3-4 episodes ready. I wait for those 3-4 weeks to pass, and then I catch up with them ikatte. So that's what I did with Ye Dil Mera. I think I'll do that with Juti, and I've done that with Pyaar Ke Sadqay. I watched the first couple of episodes and then I've stopped, and I'm going to watch it again now. So what I loved about Pyaar Ke Sadqay was obviously Bilal Abbas. He's such a great actor, and he does the comedy and the intensity both so well. Umair Rana is always a revelation. Gule Rana, who is Asim Azhar's mother, she's one of the most underrated, older Amma type actresses, I think, in our industry. Just love her. I just love her every time she's on the screen. I think she's so, she reminds me of one of those Shakespearean actors with the Hamlet, and that is the kind of amazing.
You're talking about Umair Rana's mother, the lady who plays Umair Rana's mother.
Gule Rana. She's Asam.
She is brilliant. She is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Right?
So I loved her. I loved Ritika Odo. I love the supporting cast as well. But I think for me, it's Bilal and Yumna. They make such a great pairing. Though I feel like Yumna is playing it a bit too naive. I feel like she could have played it a bit sharper, because I don't think that girl is supposed to be. She's just bad at studies, and she's just like a khilandadi si jo ladki hoti hai. I don't think she's dumb, but I think sometimes
she's quite smart in some ways. Street smart to both. Right? But I think what it is I think Zanjibil's scripts are very gothic. Right. Look back at Bashar Momin and and so many of other stories. Sometimes they come out right. sometimes maybe I don't appreciate them always, but they always have very strong stories.
Yeah.
And like the motivations of the actors and all of this kind of stuff is really like, but I think let us remember that a drama requires a good director, right? I
Yeah.
think Farooq Khan did too many close-ups and there was some bright lights. And then he said, Chalo Yumna, ab tumne na pagal ladki ki acting karni hai. And she played it to the hilt. Now, I really, really admire Yumna Zaidi. She is a brilliant actress. I mean, in Kaad dekho, uske purane drama dekho.
Darcy Jati
Right?
Sala, man, my God.
Oh my gosh.
That was
But
amazing.
she like, you know, obviously an actor is in the hands of their director, right?
Yeah.
And I like Farooq Khan too, but मुझे ये होता है थोड़ा सा ना, just sometimes वो थोड़ी सी एक restraint होती है ना, खासकर, and that really helps. And I know this was an over the top character, right? अगर आप dialogue सुनो, nobody says that kind of stuff, na? Right? But I mean, she, right now, I mean, it's doing a lot better, but मुझे लग रहा था कि it was very off-putting, but it could be me because, you know, I'm so used to seeing restrained, controlled performances from that girl. She's such a good actress.
But she's very
right?
versatile, and I agree with you that I felt like some of the bit could have been restrained in. Sometimes it gets a bit too jarring. But the good thing about all these characters is what I've been seeing, like whether it's Sajal in Chammi, or even in Ye Dil Mera, although it wasn't that OTT, she was just like playing like a spoiled girl in Ye Dil Mera. But whether it's her in Chammi, whether it's Ikra in Jhuti, or Yumna in Pyaar Ke Sadqay, I feel like they were supported with strong sort of the yin and the yang. So whenever it got too annoying for me, there was something that kind of redeemed it.
Right.
Because otherwise, if it's too annoying, then I would just stop watching. Then I would be like, I don't care.
The reason is they've got, I mean, it's like Suno Chanda, right? It was sometimes Ikra got on my nerves. I mean, number one, we are not used to women being, they're not
loud.
allowed to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To be loud, to be demanding, and, you know, all this kind of, I mean, look at Ruswai, right? I mean, I have to go back to that.
You really want to talk about it.
I am just so mad at that because that was such, it's that Trojan horse tha, right? वो जैसे हमें बताया गया एक चीज और इंटरव्यूज में जी कास्ट और लोग कह रहे हैं जी we are doing this great social message, पता चला जी it's your traditional वट्टा सट्टा, right? Fine, you guys want to make ratings, right? लेकिन झूठ तो ना बोले ना. Right? I mean, I felt like I was lied to. तो चलो खैर वो गुजर गया वक्त, right? गुजर गया. But you know, I go back to Varna. Everybody was so mad. I talked to people in the industry. ये क्या है? Shoaib Malik, Shoaib Saab did this, Shoaib Saab did that. And what it was with the idea that a woman could be just as cold-blooded and vengeful as a man. It was like, you know, and it was like, how dare she
My big
recover?
problem with Varna was the fact that it was badly made. There was a great message, but I mean, seriously, you've got that blue light when she's sitting on the boat, and the really off-putting shots and the terrible co-actor. This is Shoaib Mansoor, man. How could you have somebody who can't deliver a line be in the film? So, you know, some of these roles that were given to a very powerful scene, and, you know, the father has died or something has happened, and there's this flat line coming, and you're like, huh? So it just kills everything. And my problem with Varna was, I don't know, definitely not the message. The message was on point.
No, I'm not talking, I don't know, aapki main baat nahi kar rahi. I spoke to other people, and particularly men. Men, they found it horrifying. कि वो उसके पास वापस जाती है, वो उससे बदला लेती है. Women don't do that.
How dare she?
Yeah, and then I was like, yes, they do. Right? Yes, women इंसान होती हैं जैसे आप इंसान हैं तो बदला ले सकती हैं. खैर, I think that was it. The idea that a woman can recover and have no shame over something, right? Because she should have shame. उसको इससे गुजरना चाहिए. That is mind-boggling for some people. But चलो गुजर गया वक्त वो भी. I mean, I just feel that producers and writers should be very careful when they pick a difficult subject. अगर आपने वट्टा सट्टा या you want to make one of these घरेलू type dramas, go ahead. I'll be the first to, you know, get out the popcorn और मैं देखूंगी, right? लेकिन आप ना ये ना कहें कि हम social issue raise कर रहे हैं to get TRPs. You know, have respect. That's all, right?
Okay,
Have respect.
let's talk about Ye Dil Mera, because that is about to end,
Hmm.
and I think by the time this will go on air, I think there'll be one more episode out. So we don't know what's going
Hmm.
to happen next, but I've caught up with it, and as usual, Sajal and Ahad are amazing. And while I love Sajal, I think that this is definitely Ahad's moment to shine.
Yeah, yeah, you're
That
right.
is definitely, oh my god. And I think that now maybe Sajal's character graph is changing, but for the past
Hmm.
couple of weeks, she was still the, oh, I'm left in the dark kind of a thing, and that is like, what much can you do with something like that, right? But Ahad had
I
so
think
many shades.
I think she's been the bholi ladki throughout. You know,
Yeah,
वो नहीं है
mostly
spoiled
the
brat.
naive girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, maybe that's how her role was written, so she may
Yeah,
not
that was
have
the
had
role.
the scope.
and I
Yeah.
and I and I actually had a problem with that part of the role. I felt like for example, there's this scene where she says, I would rather stay at my husband's house, and she refuses to go with her father in the last recent scene episode where Adnan Siddiqui comes and he finds out that, oh well, this is now
Hmm.
everything is out in the open. And I found that a little, like, I didn't understand the concept. I didn't understand the logic of why a girl would say that, because that doesn't seem believable to me.
Yeah, especially the way he had been kind of abusing her,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah.
had been
Both
उसके
things.
साथ physical
Both things.
होता है.
Like, I love my father. I'm convinced, and because later she says that I'm convinced of his innocence. I'm convinced that my father is innocent. So
Hmm.
why would you choose this reason? I just that didn't work for me.
I think love makes fools of all of us.
Hmm.
Maybe that's it. Or she's a very naive young girl and she's
Maybe,
very
yeah.
much
I mean,
more.
maybe she's not that smart, so maybe she came up with that reason. But I wish that, because she doesn't seem stupid. She seems impetuous, and she feels, and she seems like spoiled bachi papa ki pari type. But
Hmm.
she doesn't seem stupid. But maybe she's not that smart, because we are seeing levels of like Mir Farouk and Aman, whatever. They're like these super intelligent crazy people who are trying to battle it out.
I think the thing is, and this is why I appreciate Farhat Ishtiaq's writing in this. उसने दिखाया वो लड़का जो है ना, he's been gaslighting her for a while,
Oh yeah.
right? कभी hot, कभी cold. वो नहीं है, there's some kind of, so you blow hot, you blow cold. तो मैंने notice किया from day one, कभी गायब हो जाता था, कभी सामने आ जाता था. And this is like, वो she's what,
Okay, but do
22,
you
21,
understand? But do you
right?
understand if, like, I struggled with this.
Hmm.
Why does she like this dude? Like, why is the love so strong that she doesn't want to say कि मैं तुम्हें एक चमाटा खींच के मारूंगी and I'm leaving? Why doesn't she?
नहीं, नहीं, नहीं. I don't know. I mean, that's the writer's prerogative, isn't it? वो फिर story खत्म हो जाती है, right? लेकिन
Obvious.
if you're asking the question, that means that somewhere they haven't convinced you, right?
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it makes perfect sense, right? She's a
Oh.
very young girl, right?
हाँ.
Very naive.
Yeah.
And she has उसने दुनिया देखी नहीं. वो नहीं है, वो एक अब्बा के घर से सीधे उस अमान के घर से गई है. And अमान जो है, I call him my चिलाक बिल्ला, because उसके साथ सख्ती भी करता है, फिर फौरन ना वो फरत इश्तियाक का हीरो है, right? जुल्म करते करते कहता है मैं बर्तन धो, I just washed the dishes and I
Yeah,
made
yeah,
your
yeah.
dinner,
It's very classic
right? So
emotional abuse.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. He keeps her confused. तो वो it's kind of like psychological abuse, isn't it?
yeah. It
Right?
is.
वो
It is.
honeymoon period के लिए तरस रही होती है. If you think about it,
Hmm.
she's नहीं वो इतना भी बुरा नहीं है. देखो ना, वो ये मेरा काम
But
कर देता है.
I feel
वो नहीं
differently.
है.
I feel like we were all 21 once, and जो 21 के इस वक्त अगर कोई लड़कियां देख रही हैं ड्रामा, तो वो relate भी कर सकती हैं. हमारा अगर ये टीवी, मतलब जो भी हमारी चैट है, ये देख सकती हैं. 20-21 साल की उम्र में जो आपको मोहब्बत होती है, या जो 20-22-18, वो जो एक यंग एज जिसे आप कहते हैं, उस वक्त जब आपको कोई अच्छा लगता है, वो पसंद आता है, तो वो उसकी बहुत सारी चीजें हम हेलो इफेक्ट होता है. साइकोलॉजी में उसको हेलो
Right.
इफेक्ट कहते हैं, कि वी हैव दिस लिटिल हेलो अराउंड समबडी, एंड whatever the bad stuff is, that just the halo just wipes it out. So I feel like this girl is deeply in love with this boy. Although for me, I think, if you remember in the very beginning, they had a few scenes cut, and I think Farhat was quite upset about it. And from one thing, it just happened to another. There was no courtship period between the two of them, which is why I'm still, like uneasy about their romance. Whenever she's doing things for him, my thing is that if I was convinced that she really does love this boy, And she's not just infatuated, she loves it. She's young, she's silly, she's protected, she's a papa ki princess, so she really does love this boy. But for me that never happened, and that's why I'm like, every time he's acting like a complete idiot, not an idiot, but very very jerky towards her, she's still forgiving him the next moment, and she's taking care of him when he's upset. So I do feel like, also, like all girls who are very, like, they have this protected life, so they're also kinder. A lot of these girls, their heart is very soft, so it's very easy to manipulate them, and it's very easy to like extract sympathy out of them. And I like it, there was a lot of discussion on this, and I want to take your take on it as well, that there was a lot of discussion on Twitter about whether he loves her or not. And I feel like he does, but because he's such a classic case of a very screwed up child with a history of abuse and so much trauma that he's been through, I don't think he knows what it is to love. So whatever twisted love that he has for this girl, he's just displaying that, and that is why he hangs out with her, he cooks for her, he takes her out, he doesn't want to see her hurt. And in this last episode he was like, I can't hurt you, I would never think of hurting you. But at the same time he doesn't really empathize. There is no connect where he realizes that all these scheming and chalakofying that he's doing is actually affecting her as well. So this is what I think. What do you think?
No, I have to agree with your analysis. I totally agree. मैंने notice किया था, but and I think Ahad has done a fantastic job portraying that. You can tell. अच्छा वो notice किया. He went away to England for 20 days. उस लड़की को contact नहीं किया हाँ करके, and I think that was his crisis of conscience, right? कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ इसके साथ? ये मासूम बच्ची है. She actually loves me. She's desperate. And then
he did that in the earlier episodes where he just said like, you need to get away from me, and she's like, no, I won't leave you.
Right. And then it was like, it's very easy to be weak. देखो ना, you're on a diet. वो सामने cake पड़ा हुआ है. It's very easy to be weak, right? And he loves her. लेकिन अच्छा, I think she may be the only good memory he has, right? She is one person who has not betrayed him, and she's also, देखो ना, वो एक ही connection है उसकी. वो उन events say they have a shared history. She's not woken up to it yet, but that is the one. And you're quite right. आपकी analysis बिल्कुल सही है. He's a very disturbed person, and forming attachments is very hard for people like that. Yeah, but I think he does love her, but it's not like, say, कि जो एक normal मोहब्बत होती है, obviously, and he needs therapy. He needs serious therapy.
Tons of it. Okay, but we have to talk about the guy who's playing Zarnish's husband. Oh.
No, I देखो ना, रमजान आ रहा है, we have to be nice.
सदफ नहीं होगा मेरे से नहीं, मुझसे ना हो पाएगा ना बाबा. He's so bad. Why don't they do this? And I like, okay, sweet of you to try, honey, but ऑडिशन की लाइन में क्या और लोग नहीं थे? वो बेचारा, उसका नंबर आ गया. कैसी हो मेरी जान? अरे मैं कर लूंगा मेरी जान. नहीं हो सकता मेरी जान.
उसका and his get up as well, but I think what it is, उसका पीछा सुनता, he's probably been roped in and dragged to play this. Let us talk about the real villain. It is not Farrukh Zaman. Who is the real villain of Ye Dil Mera? It is the director, who has so many continuity. Asan Talish, honestly, I think he was busy with something else, right? So much continuity mistakes, so many things that do, सुबह के वक्त call कर रहा है वो Farrukh Zaman, रात हुई,
and that kala turtleneck, like I don't know if it was supposed to be there, that kala turtleneck that Ahad is wearing. I'm like, God, no more of this. I can't tell scenes apart. I just can't. At least like have shades, have hues. I understand that this is a thing he does. He wears dark colors and he's wearing a turtleneck. Like थोड़ा सा, लेकिन वही मुझे लगता है वही एक शर्ट जो उसको पूछा भी नहीं होगा, ये बेचारे को पूछा होगा या उसने नहीं किया, मुझे नहीं मालूम. But that kala turtleneck and that office environment also, it made no sense to me. What is this office? What does it do? Why is everyone just sitting and talking?
You know what? All of this is a signal of, whenever I see a drama like that, I try and ignore these continuity things. लोगों को बहुत irritate करते हैं, लेकिन मैं ignore करती हूँ because I think, hey, dates नहीं मिले होंगे, चलो, it's difficult. But this time, right, हद होगी ये जिससे मैं बात करती हूँ, देखा है? देखा है? And then you realize that directors should pay attention to a project, right? And I have a feeling that this project, even, and it's so fantastic, this is what's so upsetting,
It is
it's a
such a good
fantastic
TV show.
story,
Such a
right?
good TV
And
show.
it's been given second place. I know you got to wrap up and everything, but I mean, like, I really wanted to say one thing, and I think we were talking about this earlier, हम पहले बात कर रहे थे कि why is it YouTube का जो रेटिंग है, यानी कि हमारे जैसे ऑडियंसेस का, वो उसका असर कम है प्रोड्यूसर्स के ऊपर, एंड वो टीआरपी वाले मीटर्स वाली रेटिंग्स जो है ना, उनके लिए वही
I think
इम्पोर्टेंट
it's
है.
because of the advertisers. I think advertisers are slow to wake up to this. Like, I'm sure Hum TV knows this. हम टीवी के अंदर जो बैठे हुए हैं, and I used to write for हम टीवी जब मैं लिख रही थी हम टीवी के लिए, इस when I was freelancing, तो मैं एक आध दफा उनके दफ्तर जो गई थी और जो मैंने वहाँ सेटअप वगैरह देखा था. पर anyway I know मतलब जो हम टीवी का सेटअप है, लेकिन मैं स्पेसिफिकली उनकी वेब टीम के यहाँ काम कर रही थी, तो मैं गई भी थी, तो मुझे बहुत प्रोफेशनल लगा था. उनका प्रॉपर टीम है, उनको समझ में आ रही है, उनको पता है वेब कंटेंट क्या है. बट आई फील लाइक एज एडवर्टाइजर्स, बिकॉज अभी भी मैं जो काम करती हूँ बहुत डिजिटल है, और उस डिजिटल में कभी कभी क्लाइंट्स को एक्सप्लेन करना मुश्किल हो जाता है, या एक बंदा है जिसके पास आई हैव दिस डॉलप ऑफ मनी, एंड नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू दिस पर्सन सेइंग ओके look at my content, I think I deserve your cash because I am producing quality content, and I can, and your products, let's say, would get good viewership if you placed your product here. The problem which I think is happening with Pakistani advertisers is that the content creators are smart, at least smarter, but the advertisers are not. They would not understand, like so many of the, like in Dubai at least, the lot of the advertisers and a lot of marketing agencies are very well aware of what are YouTube analytics, what is your reach, what is your engagement, and I'm sure Hum TV's engagement and reach must be in millions. But it's like when they go and they show it to, let's say, a cooking oil or let's say a biscuit, वहां पे वो बैठा होगा वो सेठ बंदा, या उनका जो एक ऐसा बंदा होगा जिसने आज से 15 साल पहले कराची यूनिवर्सिटी से कोई एमबीए किया होगा या नहीं किया होगा, या जो, या वो किसी का कजन का पप्पा का ताया लगा होगा, तो वो जब कहेगा कि यार देखें जी हमारे यूट्यूब पे 5 मिलियन व्यूज हैं, वो कहते जी अच्छा ठीक है, पहले तो मुझे ये बताओ कि ये जो ये देखा कहाँ जाएगा, टीवी पे देखेंगी औरतें या नहीं देखेंगी, मेरा साबुन खरीदेंगी टीवी पे नहीं. And then also, Sadaf, one more thing is that you and I'm sitting in Dubai, you're sitting in the US. We have other, fans we talk to, and other fans also who are sitting somewhere in France or Germany or wherever. These people are not going to buy Kashmir Banaspati oil. Sorry, I've taken the name. But yeah, they're not going to buy this oil. They're not going to buy this ghee. I'm not going to buy that ghee unless, of course, it is directly available here. So I think the way the advertising paradigm, if that changes, then I think the content will also change, because I think India has adapted very well to this whole dynamic. And what they've done is that they've got grocery stores and other e-commerce platforms which are creating original content. See, so I can't again name the platforms, but there are platforms which are primarily e-commerce, and now they're shifting to original content because original content drives the traffic. Pakistanis, on the other hand, have, because the market isn't that mature, although the drama industry is very mature, but they haven't caught on to what are analytics. At least that's my theory. I mean, I could be hopefully wrong, but that's my theory, that I think the advertisers are not smart enough to understand those metrics. They only understand those 5 metrics. Is like, अच्छा ये 14 की TRP आ गई, ये 17 की TRP आ गई. They will not see कि अरे ये 6 million views, ये 8 million views हैं, and then इसके बारे में conversation हो रही है, Twitter पे इसके बारे में बात चल रही है, या Instagram पे इसके ऊपर pages बन रहे हैं, those kind of things. I don't think they've caught on to that. But if they do, once they do, I think that Hum TV will also look at that. And you and I were also, I wanted to discuss this with you as well, that what is digital content and how is it differing from the kind of content we see on screen, and what are the differences between the audiences also, like you said. But then even us, we would not watch sometimes a 40-minute 50-minute play on YouTube, but we would be quickly enjoying or sharing that 2-minute 3-minute short film. So I want to know what your take is on that do you think that it's the age of condensed content is also before us?
I'm not sure. I mean, like, I think I might disagree with you. I think people do want to watch. I mean, they go. I I watch certain things, certain Korean dramas, certain Turkish dramas. I watch them online. हम लोग YouTube के ऊपर देखते नहीं हैं. और वो लोग जो है ना, they are just like 70 minutes का होता है Turkish drama की episode, right? So that's a huge deal. So I think people are willing to watch it. It's not just the lockdown effect, but I think, you know, log jo hain, they are willing to watch. But I just think like online content to it, that's amazing. I mean, it reaches so many people. It's such a soft power. Right? I'm on Twitter all the time. People asking me for lists of Pakistani dramas. So it is important. And I think, you know, they have to figure out a way. In logon ko kuch karna padega, right? I remember way back jab ye Zee Zindagi shuru hua tha, and there was a certain drama, and a director called me and he said, they bought my drama, lekin the channel is not selling the editing rights. Right? And he couldn't understand why they didn't want to sell the editing rights. And the reason was, sir, ye chha jayenge. ये छा जाएंगे. I mean, चलो किसी और को नहीं आपने छाने देना तो let खुद छा जाओ, right? Why haven't our channels worked it out? You know, some of our dramas, look, we complain a lot about our dramas. Flan cheez aggressive hai, flan cheez, yeah, but some of them are amazing. And even dekho Khani, I couldn't stand Khani. It's on Netflix. Right? And Satya Tumhare, we all, let us not lie, there were some things in it that were kind of like unbelievable. It's on Netflix. So people are, and some of the stuff on Netflix, you know, it's not like
no, actually, I'm actually probably
right?
Really saying another unpopular opinion. I don't like all the stuff on Netflix. I actually prefer Amazon Prime. I think their content is much better.
It's a higher quality. Oh, by the way, let me tell people, right? There is a channel an Indian channel you can get on Amazon Prime. But if you don't want to get that subscription, right? All you do is type in Pakistani dramas and you will be amazed at the number of dramas that are in Prime. Okay? They're not there by name. Naam se nahi aapko milenge. Se nahi milenge. Just type in Pakistani shows or Pakistani dramas. Yeah, Prime does have that. And actually, I think Prime, you know, Netflix ka naam bahut hai. Prime actually is more accessible because a lot of people have a Prime and you can just, you know, join online and look on, you know, on your computer.
I think we're all doing that now that we are all in lockdown. Anybody who hasn't is probably, I mean.
Yeah, but think about it, right? It's like, ignore kar rahe hain ek revenue stream, एक revenue source, or they are sticking with what's
lobbying है. Sadaf, lobbying अगर हमारे वाले नहीं करेंगे, you can't blame other people for not doing something, especially considering how cutthroat the market is. हमारे वालों ने भी lobbying नहीं की, and they don't know how to do it. And like I said, the industry is such a fledgling industry, and it can be very insular in terms of, oh ये like you said ना कि ये जहाँ वाले TRP लगा हुआ है वो TRP मशीन उधर लगी, वहाँ से रेटिंग आ गई, चलो एडवर्टाइजिंग हो गई, काम हो गया. So it needs to be done on a big scale. Anyway, you and I can keep on chatting forever and ever and ever, you know that. But I think कि जो सुनने वाले हैं वो bore ना हो जाएं. But guys, if you liked our chat, let us know. We can make it a regular thing because anyways, Sadaf and I are not going to see each other face to face for a while at least. So, but we can do this and we enjoy doing this. I mean, of this interview also, Sadaf and I have very long chats about TV dramas and everything. So thank you so much, Sadaf, for giving me your
time. You're most welcome.
And
thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
Yes, and I know that there's so much more that we can talk about, but I think सुनने वाले बोर हो जाएंगे, तो मैं और आप कभी और गपशप लगा लेंगे, लेकिन सुनने वाले को बोर ना होने दे. Thank you so much once again, guys. Please subscribe and please let us know what you think. If you are watching any other TV shows, let us know and we'll watch them and we'll discuss them. Thank you so much once again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.